Ladies, I want you to go ahead and finish eating because then I'm going to have you come in the middle of the floor, so we're going to be active. I am Barbara Britt. I'm a culture strategist, and I am so excited. And if you were here Thursday for the health committee, don't worry, I'm not doing the same thing. I just brought you a little sheet on emotional intelligence just for you to look at that. And just because I train, teach, and am way overqualified and certified on everything because I'm one of those type of people, doesn't mean that I always practice what I preach. So and Lynn's over there laughing because she pointed out overreacted to anything. And I laughed because, yes, I did overreact, and I'm not even sorry I did it, and I don't feel bad, so I'm not going to work on that. But anyway, bottom line is I'm going to show you some stuff today. We're going to have fun. I didn't give it to you because I knew you would look at it, and I didn't want you to look at it until we got up here. Okay? So that's just a little bonus which I put on your table for you. And that's kind of something you can look at yourself and say, why do I want to do this or whatever. I'm going to give you about 2 or 3 more minutes to eat before we get up. So I'm going to tell you this. Why, I was asked why this particular personality profiling. I'm certified in 3 different personality profilings, and this is the only one I use. And it was the first one I ever was introduced to. And the reason, who you learn from, how you train, how you repeat, how you do something matters. And this man has such integrity. He has such total focus and intent to do well. And that's why no matter that I've paid for the other ones, and every time you get certified on one of these, you're dropping $3,000. I mean, and that doesn't count the gas and everything else, okay? So you're dropping a lot of money. But the reason I stayed with him was when he got introduced to personality profiling, he was at his wit's end. He has 3 daughters. They're absolutely fabulous women, and he's got a wife, so he is in, and even the dog is a girl, so he is surrounded. But he was really down one day and came out of the house, and the neighbor said, "What is wrong? I've never seen you like this." He said, "I'm going to lose my daughter." He said, "She's going to either disengage from life, or when she's 18, she's going to leave home and we'll never hear from her again, or she's going to try to hurt herself." And he said, "I'm going to lose my daughter." And the guy said, "Would you just clear your mind and tomorrow go with me someplace? I'm going to pay for you to go. I want you to clear your mind, and I want you to just listen." And so he went to personality profiling. He went to one of them. Personality profiling has been done in ancient times. We've always had it, okay? Did he create this system? No, he didn't create this system. But what he's done is he's refined this system. And he went and he found out that his daughter is one of the few people, only 1% in the world, not in the United States, in the world are like that. And that means that she's a D, almost a straight D. So she's not carrying a lot of empathy. She's carrying none. She's not doing any of this. And so he learned how to speak to her differently. And it changed completely. A company hires her and pays her a lot of money. Her husband does not have to work. She doesn't want him to work because she travels all the time. And she goes in and she'll say, "You got 2 weeks to clean this up, or I'm firing all of you. And we're buying you out and we're dissolving the company." That's her job. She's not allowed to go back to her company. She gets on Zoom because she has no empathy. She has nothing but all high D. She has a job, she does it. Okay? She's task-oriented. She's married and has 2 children. If she was not married to the man she was married to, she wouldn't have 2 children, and she certainly wouldn't have any chance. This is how she is. Dr. Rome was going to have his 40th birthday, whatever, one of his birthdays. "Daddy, I'm going to do your birthday party. I'm planning it. Don't let the others plan it. Don't let the others plan it." Okay. So she plans it, and then she comes up to him a week before the party, and she said, "Daddy, I'm going to be leaving the next day, and I can't be at the party. I can't do it anymore. I'm going to do it." See, to her, that, and the sisters and the mom are like, "What?" And he goes, "Okay, baby, when you get back, let me know, and let's just do something, you and I, for my birthday." She's a D. She's one of a few in the world that's like that. And well, I'll do that with you. So you'll see it. But I love it because the man teaches. I went and I bought the first program and I got there and they introduced the second level, which I have the highest levels you can have. And anyway, I didn't have enough money in my account and I wasn't going to put it on a card. And I went up to him and I said, well, I'll get it. As soon as I get home, I'll transfer money and I'll get it. And the lady said, oh, no, honey, we'll just give you the bag now. Well, if you've ever been to John Maxwell or any other places I've been, honey, you pay money. You don't get. I thank you for coming or stop breathing. I mean, you say you don't have the money right then. Whoa! And so I went. I said, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. So I go sit down, and Dr. Rome gets up there and he goes, I have been told the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen, and that is that there's somebody here that wants to take my second one, and she just is going to transfer money. I'm not saying any names, but a bag will be brought to her immediately, and you better not turn that bag down. They let me walk away with $3,000 worth of supplies. Unbelievable. But it wasn't just me, it was other, because the man lives in integrity. So who you follow and who you learn from, and I can call, and I can say, I'm having this and this and this, and he will immediately get someone on the line that will walk you through it, Barbara. You want me to be on Zoom when you train? You want me to help you through it? Who you learn from, who you train from in life matters. Okay, it matters. I'm just telling you that because I want you to be able to get to eat. Okay, otherwise I wouldn't have taken up time. So we're going to do personality profiling. At the very most, if I don't know about other people and understand other people, at the very most, I cannot do more than build about 45% of the relationships. I can't do it. At the very most, because what I do is I get perceived hurts. I make assumptions based on who I am. So today what we're going to talk about, we have our personality we were kind of born with. We're just kind of preempted that way. And it will change if we have a traumatic experience, PTSD. When they say, I'm trying to find myself, your wife or husband will say, they didn't come back the same. Because they're not, okay? But they're trying to do this, okay? You have what you're born with, and then you have your environmental. What does your workplace require you to do? What is where you're at, what does it require from you? And you'll see some differences. I don't care what you are, it's not wrong. It's great. That's another thing. You're not going to be told, oh, you two shouldn't be together because you're this and this. And I worked with someone one time that these people paid us $7,000, and the first thing this woman does is she walks in and she said, you two shouldn't be together. Well, they had been life partners for about 15 years and business partners because you're the, and I'm thinking, I go, first of all, you usually marry your opposites. Or you usually have a relationship with your opposites if you stay together, So today I want you to be able to see this because you'll use it at home with your children. You'll use it in the workforce. You'll use it with other people, and it just gives you grace. Okay. Some things that you'll know about your personality, that you will learn about your personality today. And I just gave you some cheat sheets. Usually I have little plastic laminated cards, but the last group I told Lynn, came on my extra stack I had her. I bought 100. I only trained 45 of them, 50 of them at the most, and they took all my cards. I I never had to hide my material before. It was kind of unique. But anyway, they didn't think about it. That was it. Personality profiling allows me to know about people. Now, the thing about it is when I show you your personalities today, we all have combinations except for 1% in the world where they're just one thing or another. So I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give you some scenarios, and it's funny how with the scenarios, how I solve it, you solve it in this. I went to the military. When I go to the military and train this, which I love to do, and I love to go out on base because of course, I'm like this about our military. I'm totally foolish about it, about our military. But I went, and there was this group of C's, and we'll go over C's in just a minute. And afterwards, they stayed. C's never stay. C's never interact with you. C's don't do that. And I said, gentlemen, and they all came up, and I'm dressed in there, and they go, we wanted to tell you something, but we didn't want to embarrass you. But we couldn't concentrate. They had not paid attention to one thing I said. Not one thing. Not one. I mean, not one. And I go, gentlemen, what is it? And they said, and they had a handler. That'll tell you something about a C. They had a handler to get them from point A to point B. Very smart, very gifted, but they had a handler. And they go, we don't want to embarrass you, but your shirt is buttoned wrong. Well, you guys, I have this beautiful asymmetrical jacket. It has one button. I mean, you can't button it wrong because it only has one button. And I had a shirt underneath of it, and I unbuttoned, and I said, gentlemen, there's only one button. And they said, well, what do you call that? And I said, style. That was my eye. Their handler was over there. She was laughing. They were not laughing. And they also, I kept on saying the letter D. And I'm not going to go into that, but their minds had gone back to like 7th grade boys. These are scientists and engineers. I'm going, really? They go, yeah, that's why we're laughing. I go, okay. I never have, again, worn, when I teach personality profiling, something that's asymmetrical. Because for a C, I had to learn that. It drives them insane. They can't stand it. Because you're wrong. So everything I said, did you get one thing? And they go, well, yeah, no, okay? So, and that's all right too. But this is why I use this system. It does on marriages. It does on leadership. It does on, but what I'm doing today is giving you a basic. Now, when I wake up in the morning at 4:30, I am like I am now, okay? Which irritates a lot of people. I know that. It irritated my kids when I taught. So that's why I went to work 3 hours before they ever came, so that by the time they came in, Barbara wasn't going, hey, let's do this. And they're like, okay, she's all right. They'd stick their head in the door, okay? I understand that. Also, I understand in the business world, I can't come up to you like this and go, hi, because you might not like that. You might be, get out of my face. She's annoying me. She's doing that. So today we're going to have just fun. No matter what you are, it's not wrong or right. It is. It is. I have a friend that every morning at 4:30 we talk, and we do this because we are both IDs, and we're just like this all the time, and we're just happy, and we just laugh, and we just, okay, but I don't call other people. Well, I tried when I first retired. People don't like that, and they don't want you to text them. And they go, Barbara, get off the phone. I go, oh, okay. What's wrong with you today? It's 5 o'clock in the morning. That's what's wrong with me. You cannot call me until 10. I go, oh, okay. So, why do I work? Can you imagine having all this energy and you don't have some place for it to go? So that's why I'm here terrorizing you today. Okay, so I want you guys to come out here. If you're still eating, put your plate at the end of a table, wherever you end up landing. And I'm going to ask you to do this. Only work on the page I'm giving you. Don't turn the pages. That's why I didn't trust you to begin with. You can tell I was a teacher forever.
Well, it is past 10 o'clock,
okay.
So at least you got us to
Huh? You don't need a pen.
Okay.
You don't need a pen. There you go. Yes, and I just lick my fingers and then I touch the paper, so now you're contaminated. Okay. Now you're going to just stand here in the middle. Okay? You're going to stand in the middle. And I do this, you guys, I do it with companies. One time I got to do it at the military base. I loved it. You do have written tests. In fact, Asha, all of the people at Sacred Hope Academy have taken theirs, and I break them down, and I do different things with them as well.
I'm excited to see that.
Okay. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to, on personality-wise, we break down. Now remember, you're born, when you do you can do a written test, you can do it lots of different ways. I've done booklets, I've done the city, the sheriff's office, oh yeah, city police, and those men are all gruff and those big old beards and everything like that, and they're going, and then pretty soon they're laughing and they're doing it. I've done it with 75 couples at a marriage retreat that the military did. Best time ever. And I mean, they were laughing, but you know what, when we laugh, we kind of learn and we do it. So here's how it is, and I'm going to ask you to just do this. We have internally two kind of motors. We have the high, so we have the outgoing. Look at the outgoing. You know, outgoing is just what it says. You're fast-paced. You're involved. I drive and I park, and before it's done parking, my foot is out there, and I am going into the grocery store, and I'm going, dong, 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 and until I can't find something, which I never can find anything in the grocery store.
Look how she parked today, taking up 2 spots of her.
Was there?
Whipping, and she's always the first one here. And she's like whipping today.
I wasn't the first. It's weird, but I was here before Lynn. So, involved, you're energetic, you're involved, you're optimistic, you're positive, you're enthusiastic. If that's you, go to that end of the room right there. If that's you, go to that end. Okay, then we have more reserved people. And I'm thinking about cars. On outgoing people, they're down there, go all the way down there. Yeah, okay. Their engine goes, run, 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 run. Okay, you guys, your engine's going, and if you get really excited, it goes, okay? So, that's really exciting. And you're going to see why in a little bit we all need this. And remember, we're a combination of all 4. Okay? So even identical twins are going to be somewhat different unless they fix it. They will be. Okay, so they're going to come down. You're slower paced. That does not mean you're slow. It does not mean that you're not as smart. In fact, the people over here are considered the smartest in the world. It's those C people that don't understand style and BDUs. Cautious. You're concerned. You're patient. You're steady. You're discerning. You come over and get at this end. Okay. You get at this end. That's good. Over. Yeah. Okay. Now flip it to the second page. On your second page, it is task-oriented and it's people-oriented. Now really listen. This does not mean one's worse than the other. If we didn't have all 4 combinations, we couldn't work right. There's no way we could. So task-oriented people, it is about the task. And with them, it is about the task. So if I say, okay, we have to fire 5 people by January 15th. Task people will come up on December 24th and go, guess what? I got rid of 6 people instead. I even saved us more money. It's a task, okay? You're a task person. It's about getting the task done. You hear the word, I need this, and you hear the word task. And that's what you do. This is task side. This is people side over here. People side come on January and they'll say, you know what? I got a part-time job. I'm not going to need as much money. We don't have to get rid of them. Let's just do this. It's people. It's to them, winning or losing is based on how they served people. Okay? Again, there's not one side that's wrong or one side that's right. Okay? This is people. This is task. Okay?
But is it my task to get people?
Well, I will tell you this if it'll help you. I am a high ID, and I mean when I'm talking high, my fingertips are over the Richter board there, okay? And my feet are dangling. And today with you, well, that's another thing. Don't go with what someone else thinks, because that has nothing to do with it at all. Because people will put you where they want you, but that's not necessarily who you are. So, okay. Well, the thing about it is I'm I, so that's people, and I'm a D, and that's task. So depending on what's happening, right now I'm an I because I'm having fun, okay? But I'm a D because I prepared for you to give you the most information in a very short time. This is a 4-hour course. I'm just giving you just a teaser, okay? And yes, this works with companies. I just got flown to Tennessee to do it, so it works with companies. Okay, so over here we have task, over here we have people. Remember, you're a little bit of everything. I'm very high I and I'm very high D, and they switch positions. And then I have a little S, and then I have a hairline of C. What I would love is a lot of C, so that's what I married. I married a C. Because we wouldn't want to have 2 of me in the same house. No. That's not good. And we were married 50 years before he died, so I'm just telling you, you marry your opposites. Okay, so here's what we're going to do now, and I'm going to give you the letters and all. So again, task-oriented people. It's form, it's function, it's programs, it's plans, it's projects, and it's process. I will be in a D and be over here on task if my task is to make sure you walk out with a couple of things that are totally necessary. I will be a task, okay? And I will even get upset with people when I know I can give you something that's going to help you and change your life and you don't do it, and I will get upset. And I am an ID, but I also can be a DI. And there's only one hairline in between them, okay? And my friend is the same way, but she's a DI, and we're the ones that talk to each other every morning at 4:30, okay? Task, so I want to give you a breakdown. So then you've got the difference. So what we're going to do, Lynn, how much time do I have? I hate this.
Well, right now you have 20 more minutes.
20 more minutes, woo! I love it, okay. Over here is task, because I'm going to give you a scenario. Now, are you over... Were you down here? So, okay, yeah, no, don't mix with the other children. You go down here, okay? And you go down in here, this end. We want to see a division. Okay. So, the people that are over here, their engine is fast. Their engine's fast, and they are task oriented, right? Their engine's fast, and they're task oriented. Well, this engine is more reserved, but you're tasked too. Do you see what I'm talking about? Yes. Okay, so let's pay attention in just a little bit. Okay, now, these are D's. These are awesome. I'm a D. And the lady that I told you with that I did business with for about a nanosecond, she made me so ashamed of my D. Well, let me tell you what. A D is a driver, so go to your third page. Look at that. A D is a driver. They're dominant. They're dominant. And you know, for the whole time I coached at Fort Walton Beach High School, I was always embarrassed about my D. I didn't know it then. I didn't even know what this was, because when you teach and coach sixth sport, you don't go to seminar. You don't go to anything. You just get in there and you work. Okay? But I felt bad because I was dominant. If I hadn't been task-oriented and I hadn't been dominant, my kids would have never reached the heights that they needed to reach. I only had them for 4 years, and I couldn't let a single thing go. And I never used a lesson plan more than once, ever. And I made lesson plans for my 6 sports and everything I taught. I never used a lesson plan. I was driven, okay? And I wish I would have been some more I over there, because my sweet babies would say, Miss Britt, are you mad at us? And I go, no, why are you asking that? And they go, well, you don't smile. And if I could go back and work on anything, it would be to smile more often. But I was driven. I was born with a high ID, but when I was trying to accomplish something, I will get driven. So if you ever see me lose patience, it's not that I'm losing patience with you. I'm impatient because the opportunity for you to get better, for you to reach the life you want to I perceive it is that you're not going to get it. And that to me is a failure. That's the D, okay? Your Ds are your presidents of the United States, they're your CEOs. They're this. Okay, that's great things about a D. I'm going to give you great things about all of you. And then I'm going to give you some things. What we got to do is we got to know where we're strong and where we're weak, okay? We just do. You have the I's over here. Well, yeah, see, eyes make noises. They make a party. They blow up balloons, you know. So D, when we talked about D, is dominant. They're direct. They're demanding. They're decisive. They're determined. And they're doers. All those are great things until they're not. And sometimes we're a not. You know, like Friday night, I was a not. Okay, I was a not. You know, I was like, oh, and I don't even feel guilty about being a not. So that's even worse. Okay, and I think about this. They are inspiring. They inspire, and I'm a motivational speaker. When you hire me to motivate. That's what you hire me for. You hire me to go down the audience of 3,000 people and have a party with those 3,000 people, and I'm having fun with them, and I like them, and all that kind of stuff. That's why you hire me. But I'm also a motivational speaker that inspires, but because I have this D over here, I can't stand for you to leave without nuggets that you can, because inspire only keeps you going for one day. then you have to have nuggets the next day to make sure that you keep going forward. So that's where my personality plays in that. Does that make sense? So they're inspiring. They influence. I'm an influencer. Okay? If I don't know anything about something, then I find out who does, and I learn and listen from them. But basically, impressionable. Yes. Interactive. Yeah, all my speeches are interactive. Impressive. Interested in people. Eyes are wonderful. And I'm going to tell you some things about eye in just a minute. Eyes are wonderful. Every group here is wonderful. Then we come to our sweet S's. Oh, S's are sweet. S's are sweet, 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 sweet. They're supportive. They're stable, steady, sweet, status quo, and shy. Now, I want to tell you something. If you work with any companies, if you go in, if you're a part of a company, if you own a company, if you, any of those things be, your S's, you have to take the temperature of your S's constantly. I worked for a company, they just brought me in, they already hired a culture strategist. And that's another thing. Remember, you're from the South. You're from the South. We think different than people from the North. I've actually got to work with a company that's North and South. They're North and South, and they go, I just want you to come in and work with us, and I want you to make those Southerners understand this and that and that. And I said, yes, ma'am, you got it. Oh, I had the most fun with them. I should have gotten a raise with them and a bonus. In fact, after the first 5 minutes, I could have walked out of there. My job was done, but she didn't see it that way. But I had to keep on working. But the thing is, S's are wonderful. They're supportive. When I coached, an S was my cement person. They're cement people. I love an S. Sometimes people will think that an S is slow or not very smart. Nothing could be farther from the truth. We are, in our things, we have they're outnumbered. D's are outnumbered. We don't want a whole lot of D's. They're great, but we don't want a whole lot of me's. You know, when I got an assistant coach, I never looked for a me. No, one of me is enough. You don't want to have a whole bunch of me's. It's just not good, okay? But you got, here, fabulous supportive people. Sometimes people will think that they're not smart. That's not it. What they're doing is they're looking to see what's the best for the whole. Isn't that beautiful? That's what they look like. Then make sure I have 10 minutes when you give me a dinger. We have the C's over here. Our C's are considered the smartest in the world. That doesn't mean the rest of us aren't smart, because we are. By gosh, and we're going to prove it. Okay? So C's are why. Why? They have to have, she doesn't cut a piece of wood that she probably doesn't already know some of the dimensions. She's just not going to take a big expensive piece and go, whack, oh, I should have had that this much longer. No, that's not. What are you going to use it for? C's have to have correct answers. It's correct. They have to give you the best decision possible. A C does. My first company I worked for, it was 3 of them, and 2 of them I had in high school. Oh my, they always got in trouble. They were always just bad. But anyway, the other one I didn't know. And they came in, and they had on their team, they had a minority, which meant they got the first hack at the government contracts. Okay, and they got this and this and this, but they were ready to go under. And they were smart, and they were brilliant. And I go, I don't understand. Why are you not making money? They had a C. They had an I, they had a D, and they had a C. And the C was extremely high. Well, if you finish something and you hold it over for more days than you should, in government contracts and in other contracts, you get fined. They finished it way before. And he would get the paper on his desk, and he wouldn't release it. He wouldn't release it. Then I got to look at it again. I got to look at it. They have to make sure it's totally as correct as it can be. They have to go over it and over it. So I said, I'll tell you what. Think of a date that he's got to have it. Give him 2 days. It's on his table. And I asked him, I said, who do you trust more than yourself? Who do you trust next to yourself? He picked someone. I go, okay, that other person's right here. You have it 2 days. I come over. I get your paper. I look over it, and we put that baby in. And you won't ever lose money again. And he goes, woo, woo. And I said, well, put a cot in your office. Sleep for 2 nights there. He put a cot in his office, and he slept there for 2 nights. But he also came and goes, when are you going to leave? See, to him, I was an irritant. I can't imagine that. But anyway, I was an irritant. So that's all. But that's all right. Was he wrong? Was he bad? Was he dumb? Was he any of those? No. But he is based. That's what he has to feel comfortable. That's why I said, who do you trust next to you? So that and I said, and to this guy I go, you will get docked pay if you don't get that paper in 2 days and submit it in the next day. Everybody agreed? Everybody agreed. He didn't like it, but he agreed. They started making money. They were already making money, but they lost it. They got penalties. I go, what? I don't understand penalties. What is the penalties? And they explained. I went, okay. So let me give you this as how a family life is. Again, we have all parts in this. I'm an ID, a little bit of a S, and a hairline of C. I love C's, so I married one. I don't have to be one. I just married one, okay? And he just took care of me despite myself. And I thank God every day. And he thanked God because he said, you're fun, you're inventive, you go and do things. And he goes, and I don't have to do that. I can just hang with you, and I'm having fun just by osmosis. Okay? So it was great, because I'm out doing stuff and doing all this and I'm up with the bear spray that he's bought me, my little backpack, which he packed, and I'm up climbing a mountain, and he's sitting at the bottom waiting for me to get down and hoping the bear didn't eat me despite the bear spray. He goes, why would I climb that mountain? There's a bear there. Why would I do that? I'll just wait for you here, babe. Okay. You just wait for me. I go, well, if I, come. But I mean, differences, but that's great. We didn't both have to climb the mountain, okay? So, here's about when your mama, we'll think about your mama. Now, let's think about your mama in your home. And Lynn, 10 minutes. 10 minutes? Okay, good. I'll do it real fast, and then we're going to do a scenario. Okay, over here, the happiest day of their parents' life is when they move out of the house. And I will tell you why. From the time they're in the womb, conception takes place, there's this little person. Well, they get out, the mom's been in labor for 24 hours. In labor. And this is what a D does. What took you so long? I could have already learned a language. I could have already done my first step. Lady, we got to move faster than this. And from the time of the womb, that's what they're doing. They're driving. Because why? They're drivers. They're task-oriented. The only thing about a D, and thank goodness they get the job done, okay? We didn't have D's, we wouldn't get the job done. The thing about it is they have to remember that they have to have their little friends and come along. The worst thing you can do to a D, if you have a D that's running something, is go, I'll do it, I'll take care of it, I'll have it. And then you come up to them the next day and go, I didn't do it, but you know I had the best. Because the D's going to go, get out of my face before I crush you like a bug. Okay, D has no tolerance. What a D has to learn is that if I get to the top of the mountain and I run faster than everybody else, but there's no team with me, did I win?
Yes.
No, I just ran faster than other people. You may need to go over here.
Yes, I won, but did it almost.
That's right. I don't even need you. Okay, but a D drives only 10, a little 10 and a little bit over 10% are Ds. Okay? Again, I surround myself with D's because we speak the same language, okay? And so if I want something done and I don't know how to do it, I'm going to go to that D because they're going to drive it. They're going to do that. If I want to make sure I'm financially solvent, everything's all right, my right insurance people, they're all C's. They speak my language. I go, I know nothing, tell me. And they go, don't, and I go, okay. And then I go play. And I don't have to worry about that as long as I stay in those parameters of safety. They make me safe, okay? I don't think that they're fun sometimes, but they make me safe. And they think that I'm not too fun and not enough serious, okay? So it's all right. The saddest day in their parents' life is when they move. Because when they move out, they take the party with them. I's are the partiers. They're the fun people. They're doing great things. I's are whoop, whoop, we're great. They love it. I's are doing that, okay? They love that. The thing about an I is sometimes they forget to work. I'll give you an example of an I. I come up and I go, okay, you are spot on. In 6 weeks when this is over, I want you to have the party for us, and you solve it. And she goes, woohoo! So the thing is, she comes in next day and she's got the balloons and the streamers. We've got 6 weeks to go. Okay, so we have to sometimes do that. Again, I's take the party with them. The worst thing you can do to an I in your business is take away their shine, because you're taking away creativity. Because see, everything is possible with them. They're never negative. Now, you don't go up to a C the first thing in the morning as soon as they walk in and go, I have the best joke for you, because a C is going to go, get out of my face right now. Now, when they're ready to, and they got their little purse and everything's all packed up, and they put that first foot out that door, you can tell them a joke, because they'll laugh all the way home. And they'll remember you fondly. You come up to them early in the morning and get in their face, you go, I don't think they like me. And I'll go, not at that time. They don't. You're right. They would like you. But a lot of times we think people don't like us. It's not that. It's just that we're not our combinations, okay? Now, so we did the S's. Did I do the S's with you? No, I did the I's. S's, they don't really leave home. They, even if they move, they're planning a family reunion when they're 6. Okay? In 20 years we're having this, and we're going to go to Disney, and the other brothers and sisters are going, we always go to Disney. And she goes, but Mama likes to go to Disney. It's about Mama. Mama wants that. Okay, they're the cement that holds your business together. Now, let me explain something. If your business is going under a change, and you're going to do this, a company came to me, and they go, well, you're not our culture strategist. And I said, okay, I understand. And they go, we're laying this out. And I go, good, when are you going to tell the S's about it? And they go, well, they'll just get to find out when the rest do. And I go, you're going to lose your, how long has your S's been there? 20, 25, 15 years. I mean, these people, I go, they're going to leave. No, this guy, and I go, okay, it's from the north. They're going to leave. I go, an S, if you make a massive change and they think they can't keep up, they're a detriment to the team, they'll leave. And they'll do this. I go, I'm leaving now. And you go, okay, you going to be back tomorrow morning? Or, you know where? They go, no, I'm leaving. They're gone. I've lost team members like that because I didn't realize what I was doing to they are the cement that holds you together, but they cannot stand to not be able to make a positive impact. They can't stand it. They just, and so later on they go, how did you know we would lose our top 5? I said, because you were changing things that they knew how to do, and then and if they're slower, and S's a lot of times will be slower doing something, again, it has nothing to do with their intelligence or anything like that, but they're trying to see how it pertains to everybody, okay? I said, if you had just taken them, will they come back? I said, you can get back maybe 1 or 2. They got back 2. I said, but you got to go do this. That could have been stopped if we knew. They go, how did you know? I go, I don't. I just know personalities. And I know Esses and I lost enough when I was coaching because I went in at them as a D, and that hurts an Esses feelings because I didn't keep my voice lower, because I didn't recognize. And then when I started, I go, this is my team. My team is built on the backs of these ladies right here. You actually take the parents' house and you sell it and refinance it because it makes better sense. And it's financially better sense. Again, it's task. I'm thinking about task. But again, our smartest people, they make sure that we're solvent. If you had C's running the United States, if you had all C's, we wouldn't be in debt for $1 trillion. C's will go, oh, no, nope, nope, oh, that, nope, that, nope. Nope, 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 nope. And I mean, there would be, no, yeah, maybe that'd be a good idea. They wouldn't do that because it does not make sense. Okay, so this is just, So again, we usually marry our opposites. You got an S at home, or you got an S whatever, a boyfriend, whatever. Let me tell you what, when you walk in the door, take your voice down and say, baby, how was your day today? And when they say, I did this and this, and you go, oh, that makes it better to come home to. Thank you. You don't just be sincere. You come home and go, and they ask you how your day was, and you go, well, no. And they're going, well, he hurt my, and when I did the military, they go, well, what's the difference about that? And I said, well, when you go home, buddy, how do you want to be received? And they go, no, tell us about that one more time. I go, yeah. Because it makes a difference of how you're received, okay? Do you have it nice at home, or do you have someone that's already hurt? Hurt people Hurt people. That's right. Okay, now what we're going to do is real quickly. We're going on a trip. How many minutes do I have? One, two. Okay, good.
Okay, we're adding. I'm giving you some back. We're gonna add 8 minutes. That's 10.
Okay, good. But then did I hurt somebody else? I don't want to hurt somebody else. Okay, we're going on a trip. And this is a work trip. And you're going to plan it. You're planning it. So you're going to get together, and I'm going to give you 2 minutes. And you're going to go on a trip. Now, I want you to give me how you would plan your trip and tell me everything about it. Now remember, I've got D's over here. I have got my sparkles over here. I got my cement over here, and I got my Y's over here. Why? How come? Whatever. So you've got 2 minutes. So I want you to, then you're going to explain how you did this. And this is fun, you guys. This is so much fun. Okay, ready? Go. So plan the trip.
Oh, it's already playing in my mind. I got it.
Okay, so get together and talk. You got, with you guys, yeah, not with me. It's a work trip, but now you can make it into anything that you want. How would you logically, because that's what you are, how would you logically?
A spreadsheet, and I already have it.
I
already have the list that I use every time I need to go anywhere.
Yeah. Now this is what's going to be fun, and this is why when you go home or in the office, you're going to be able to go, oh, okay. Okay, 30 seconds. Yes, ma'am.
I live with the D.
Hmm?
I live with the D.
No?
And you're a D also?
No?
Oh, wow.
It's not saying you can't. I'm just saying,
We're not married. We kill each other.
yeah. But yeah, because, well, my husband and I could not put a lawn in together. I went on one side of the driveway, and he went on the other. And I was an ID, and he was a CS. But we had 3 chiefs in our house. We didn't have anybody else. It was 3 chiefs. We didn't have the little people taking care of the fires and doing that. Oh no.
He may be something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's he's a structural engineer.
He's probably heavy C. He can be heavy C and D. But if he's a structural engineer, he's probably a heavy C with D tendencies, unless you see him caring about how the whole team kumbaya, then he'd have a CS.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe.
But we still have to say, okay, ready? Okay, I want you to listen to this because it really tells you a lot about people. And remember, we are a combination. So this, because you guys are I's over there, doesn't mean that you actually would work the same or think the same, because you're a mixture. Okay, C's. I love this. So C's, tell us how you would tell us about your trip.
I think we already have the list, the spreadsheet. We've already asked for the input on everybody's opinions and have made a plan.
Did you? Okay, listen, you guys, because if you're talking, you just missed a major factor. Okay.
Sorry, ladies.
Yeah, no, I don't. But I don't want you to miss this about how they plan. So again, they already knew how they were going to do it. They had their spreadsheets. They have already asked everybody their opinions, because they are. And I's over there just a talking when everybody else is working. That's an I. Okay. That's not bad. It's just an I. Okay. But.
My mother's definitely in that group, and
Okay.
I knew I had to elicit the response ahead of time.
Okay.
'cause
So
we get there and-
I'm going to ask you this. What if I show up late? What happened?
I've already adjusted the time.
You've adjusted the time.
I have.
Okay. Well, what if I show?
packed all the extra stuff that I know you're going to forget. Yeah.
Yeah, they've already packed the extra stuff for me, but I'm really late, and I come up and I go, I'll be there when I get there. What do you guys do?
That person isn't in my life.
That person's not in their life, and they leave without them. And that's divorces, right? Okay? My husband and I worked at the same school for lots of years. We didn't ride in the same car. Okay? There's a reason we stayed married for 50 years. I'm just telling you right now. First of all, we were both workaholics, and we both could put our energies and all that. Okay, there's a reason. And that we actually still liked each other after 50 years. Some people stay together but don't like each other. Okay, Dee, tell us about your trip. Now listen, because this makes a difference.
It was very interesting. I'm a D, and I planned the trip for people that are S's with a little bit of C. I go, what do you mean? I sent all this information to you, and I'm here at the airport. Where are you? Well, I'll get there. We're going to go to Italy.
Uh-huh.
She's over the trip she had. Yeah. And I go, holy crap.
Okay.
I figured it out. And so we got over there. They had no clue. They hadn't read any of the information. Thank goodness we were on a bus that was, and the person that was leading the trip, and she asked if she was going to go to the store. She says, do you have anything that you want me to pick up? I said, some aspirin. And something to put you to sleep.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And
Did you count on them, anybody else but just the D's in your group?
I'm the D. And
Well, she's a D too.
no,
This was
on your trip that you did
Did you plan? Okay, a D.
because I knew these people here.
So she took care of it. See, she didn't let them take care of themselves. She took care of it for them
No,
because they can't be counted on.
it can't be, yeah.
Okay, so you see what a D would do. You see how their task. If they came real late and it was between them getting on the plane with you or not, did you stay and wait for them?
No, I'm on the plane.
I'm on the plane. And once I'm on the plane, do you call and check on them later on?
Yeah.
She might do it, but hey, they're not here. And okay, that's how they plan for a trip. A D, again, doesn't ask for your input. She doesn't need your input. Okay? Yes, she does, but she doesn't think she needs your input because it was a group thing. But a D just goes. Okay, now let's hear from the I's.
Well, first of all, the I's, we decided we were going to Italy. We found out it was a work trip, so we got the company to let us go and have a conference in Italy. We did schedule the flights, and but we're going to have some downtime, and we're going to rent some Vespas to get around, and we're going to have some good food. Of course, after everything is done.
We're probably going to finish around like noon so we can go and have a
Okay, did you just hear that? They're on a work trip.
in like a good
Maybe even a tour.
Yeah, go to the old farm and investigate all.
Okay. They're on a work trip, but they stop at 12.
like Dr. Jim was saying,
Okay.
a day where you can just go and do whatever you want. Like we can be the thankfuls. You join us, we'll be doing whatever we
Okay,
want.
did you hear what she just said? She said their fake trip is
It literally stresses me out.
so, yeah, because it became it was fun, right? And you're thinking is
Organized fun. Don't
okay.
And we'll participate in the conference.
Yeah, and they're seeing how many free drinks they can get in the trip. How many times? Okay, now for an S.
For S's,
Okay, listen, guys. This tells you about each other.
we decided we're going to it's a women's retreat. It's an island, which island are we? Turks and Caicos. So we're going to Turks and Caicos.
I want to go there.
All inclusive. We're going to do 3 days.
All
of
inclusive.
Conference, 4 days off. It's a 7-day trip. And I think that's pretty much
Okay,
it.
good. So let me help you really fast, and then I'll walk off the floor. They're going to find out beforehand what different people would like to do, and then they're going to organize it. They went to work because they know it's about the work, and then they planned the fun time, and they did that. A C is going to say, okay, we have a trip, and we got this many potty breaks. And they're going to tell you, I hope you emptied your bladder because we're not stopping, okay? Because a D is, everybody you can only have one suitcase, and we're going to do that. They're going. They're going. If you can't be there by 6, then be there by 5:30. If you can't be there by 6, because we're leaving, and then they go, hey, so and so didn't get on the plane, So I didn't get on the plane. They're planning the fun. They're already planning the fun, and we get to have drinks. They're going, well, we'll have an Uber. We're going to Uber everybody because those people, they drink. They drink, and then they'll be not responsible, and they'll drive. Okay? And I's going, cake party, and they're going, it's a work. You can't drink where they're going to be working because then your bosses are going to say, and S's are going, okay, we know what everybody wants, and this one's we're going to take care of her because sometimes she needs to be taken care of. So who's going to have her? Okay, I'm going to take care of her. I got her. Okay. Do you see how the personalities? You guys, it was fun. Thank you for that extra time. Sorry.